When family drama turns into a mental health nightmare, can love survive? But here's where it gets controversial. Many people think you can simply ignore a loved one's outbursts, yet research shows that untreated bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder can erode relationships faster than any petty disagreement. Below are two real-life dilemmas that illustrate just how tangled these issues can become, and what you might consider doing next. Dear Abby, my sister-in-law's mental health crisis threatens our family's future. Letter from Tiptoeing in California. My brother Joey married Allie, a woman who has been diagnosed with type 1 bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, BPD. Every few months, Allie erupts, shouting, hurling personal attacks, and making the whole family feel unsafe. We usually try to give her space until she cools down, but it's hard to keep turning the other cheek when she launches a tirade at us. The latest incident happened at my parents' house. Allie, who is pregnant with their first child, called my mom the next day and screamed that the house is toxic because of clutter and dust, claiming it would harm the unborn baby. My parents have lived in that home for almost 40 years, raised 5 children there. And while it's a bit cluttered, it's certainly not a health hazard. My big question, is there any realistic way for us to maintain a meaningful relationship with Joey and Allie? I'm terrified they'll shut us out forever, especially once the baby arrives. Abby's response, Allie's situation is a classic dual diagnosis case. If she's consistently taking medication for bipolar disorder, her mood swings might be manageable. However, BPD is notoriously difficult to treat. It often requires long-term psychotherapy. Dialectical behavior therapy is a gold standard, and a genuine willingness from the patient to engage. If Allie is in treatment, you may eventually be able to build a relationship with your future niece or nephew, but it will likely be a slow, fragile process. Expect setbacks and be prepared to set firm boundaries to protect your own emotional health. If she refuses help, Joey should seriously consider the long-term implications of having more children with a partner who is not receiving adequate care. A marriage built on untreated mental illness can become unstable, and the children may inherit a chaotic environment. Controversial take. Some readers argue that families should stand by a loved one no matter what. But isn't it also responsible to prioritize the well-being of the unborn child and the broader family? What do you think? Should Joey stay with Allie until she's stable, or is it wiser to step back now? Dear Abby, how to dodge a politically extreme houseguest without hurting a friend. Letter from Avoidant. Out west, I stay at my friend Barbara's house a few times a year when I visit her town. Barbara also hosts another friend, Helene, who visits more frequently. Lately, I've realized that Helene's political views are the exact opposite of mine, so extreme that I feel uncomfortable around her. Because our trips often overlap, my first instinct is to find another place to stay. However, I don't want to offend Barbara, who insists Helene isn't an extremist, despite clear evidence to the contrary. Is there a polite way to ask Barbara to give me a heads up when Helene will be around so I can make other lodging arrangements? Abby's response. When a friend refuses to acknowledge a problem you see clearly, it may be a sign that her own values align more closely with the problematic person than you suspect. Honesty is the best policy here. Express your feelings directly. Tell Barbara that Helene's viewpoints make you uneasy and that you'd appreciate a heads up about her visits. Offer alternatives. Suggest meeting up elsewhere or staying at a nearby hotel when Helene is in town. Set boundaries. If Barbara continues to dismiss your concerns, you may need to limit the frequency of your stays to protect your peace of mind. Thought-provoking question. Should we compromise our personal comfort for the sake of a friendship, or is it healthier to step back when core values clash? Share your thoughts. Do you think it's okay to ghost a friend's house when politics get too heated? If you have a similar dilemma, write in to Dear Abby at dearabby.com. Feel free to comment below. Do you agree with Abby's advice, or do you see a different path?